I'm here to tell you that most people in the trucking industry, it will be end for them. It's end game for most people. If you disagree with the statement, so you can comment, you can ask, we can debate, we can, exchange ideas. But I think for most people, I'm not saying the trucking industry as a whole is going to end. But what I'm trying to say is that the trucking for most people, it's going to end. And I have one of my best friends, and we had a call about a couple days ago, and he had a pretty good trucking business. He was in the car hauling business, but yes, it was because for him is end. Well, meaning ended the trucking business. He had about like 36 car haulers, and he've been moving, cars across the United States, nationwide. But he said, "That's it. I'm giving it up. It's just like it's not going to work." To me, obviously, you guys, post well, keep the comments coming, and ask any questions you guys have. I do see that people already start saying like, "Ugh, well, yes, it is. Be honest with you, like well, this live training, I think it will be like I'm not gonna do the training. I think I will share what I think, what I see, and what I experienced past, I don't know, 3 to 4 years. And last couple of years is nightmare for most people in the trucking industry. Today, most people, I'm assuming, watching from all over the world, people, independent freight dispatchers all over the world, um, owner operators in the United States who are driving trucks right now, drivers who are working for carriers, for trucking companies, brokers. Everybody's suffering. I'm not here to tell you that, hey, listen, yes, there's a slowdown. Rates are, as you can see on the screen, um, it's all-time low, I would say. It's I have dispatchers. I train a lot of dispatchers, and they complain about this. Hey, we're using this load board, whatever the load board you're using. But I promote obviously DAT, and I've been working with these guys for many years, and I think this is the best option right now for those people who are using load boards. I'm not saying there are some people that they're working directly with shippers, but I called a couple of my friends who are working with directly with shippers. There are not many difference. Be honest with you, they're also struggling getting paid by the shippers. Guys, it is a bad situation right now. What do you think? And I really want this it be like casual conversation type live stream. So you'll be asking questions in, and obviously I want to ask questions. And when I get your insights, your thoughts, what do you guys think? I really want to engage with you. Um, Let me see this. Move on says in future will be better. Well, be honest with you, I have no idea. Like this, well, we've been predicting post COVID, some of the things may increase, some of the things may change in a good way. But what we see is like everything is declining, everything is going. I'm trying to think, I don't know, term. It's to me, I think for most people in the trucking industry, for most people, it will be end. And as I said, this one of my friends who's in the car hauling business, is very lucrative business. I think it was for him, but he couldn't keep up with the expenses that he had. He sold out about 90% of trucks already, and it's like he has yards. He has employees. I think he has about like 40 people working for him, and he also has a brokerage company. But guys, it's a nightmare for most people. I feel that. And I had a trucking company. For most of you guys, if you've followed me for last couple of years, I had a trucking company. called Prime Express, but it's gone, and I closed it before the COVID. And thank God for I had a CPA who told me that, hey, Kamal, this game is going to end for you, and you need to just sell your trucks, and that's it, move on. And it's bad, is really really bad. Let me see. I'll be taking questions, and please let them coming in. And we made a box truck gross 8K, and a drive vans are running at 6K. Well, tell me about this. So you guys made a gross 8K. Is it for per week? Is it per month? Well, if you're pulling 8K per week, right? It's a good money right now. And if you're pulling drive-in loads for 6K per week, I think it's good. Well, if you disagree, maybe you say like, "Hey, like I don't think this is good," but then there are a lot of people they're not making this much money. For the box truck is very interesting, and I really wanted to ask, what about the load board you're using for box truck? Because many people are interested in a box truck, but a lot of rules change. But then a lot of regulations coming at you guys in the future for the box truck as well. So be on top of it. But I really want to know: is this box truck gross $8,000? Is it per week? Is it like bi-weekly? Is it like per month? I really want to know, and then we can get the conversation going. Boss, I think it's better the shift on a 26 feet trucks, like we were talking about, straight trucks, box trucks. Okay, tell me, why you think so? Why not the like big semi trucks, for example, flatbeds? Why not? What not pulling, for example, reefer? Why not pulling step deck? Why not pulling a flatbed? I do see a lot of people in the flatbed. They're like, who had a flatbed trailer, they changed for a step deck. They're pulling like low boy. They're moving all kinds of stuff just to survive, just to stay in a business. So, and we also, I really want to talk about business as well, and my expertise in the marketing and sales. I really want to talk about the marketing and sales, because if you have a trucking company, if you have a brokerage company, if you have independent freight dispatching company, guys, if nobody knows about your business base, who cares? That's it. Like, if you're not doing your marketing, if you're not putting any content, if you're not doing um any market, if you're not executing any marketing strategies, what we expect, for example, right? So I have a business, and you guys, I'm assuming those people who have businesses watching right now, and thinking, where all this going? Like, is it really the end of a trucking? Every person that I know in the trucking business right now, they're complaining. You're not alone. I'm not here to just say, well, guys, forget about those people, and it's going to be awesome in the next 2 to 3 months. Well, no, guys, it's awesome out there, but you're not doing your thing, and you're not using the load boards properly, although it might be the case, right? But like, this, what I see is it's really bad right now, and I really want to talk about this, and also how to stay in a business. For most of you, maybe you're doing some marketing strategies. I really wanted to um, listen your marketing strategies. What do you guys do? What do you guys have a YouTube channel that like I have? Like, are there any other channels that you use? Maybe Instagram, maybe TikTok. Well, by the way, TikTok for most people is killing right now. Specifically, independent freight dispatchers, they're killing it with the TikTok. I really want to know what you guys doing right now as far as marketing. Marketing, basically saying, hey, I have a business, trucking business, brokerage company. I have independent freight dispatching company. Hey, I'm here. I do this business, and let's work. Basically, what you do, like how you wave your hand to those people, meaning those people, your customers, like carriers, and maybe you're a shipper. I don't know. Maybe you have a small warehouse and you ship. I don't know. Um, you have a freight, but you don't know how to communicate with shippers. You don't know how to communicate with brokers. Maybe you don't know how to attract brokers or carriers or independent freight dispatcher. It's going like all different directions. For example, if you are a carrier, and if you don't have a time using the load board, like how you attract the the dispatcher, independent freight dispatcher, or the right independent freight dispatcher. And I'm specifically saying independent freight dispatcher because there is a big difference in a freight dispatcher and independent freight dispatcher. So I do see that there are questions coming up. Let me take those questions and please let them coming in. So yes, box truck fuel consumption less than semi. Well, that might be the true, but what about the load board? Finding loads for box truck is is challenging compared to semi trucks. And why I say this is because a load board specifically designed for semi trucks. So yes, there is a oil consumption you win, but then you lose over here because not many load boards out there that specifically serve specific niche market, which is box trucks. So please let me know how you get loads. And if you exchange that information, I will give you some tips and tactics how you can get loads. So the numbers you shared per week, well, awesome. I think you're pulling good numbers for the box truck. 8K per week for the box truck is good money. There are a lot of independent freight dispatchers that I taught. I have those students. They're pulling right around that number, but it's 8K for the box truck is really good. Well, the really good parts comes in this situation. That's in this economy, right? Okay, awesome. Let's go as far as market not gonna better till people leave the trucking is supply demand rule. Yes, I agree. I agree partially, obviously. Yes. And think about there any market, any market. Think about e-com business. I had an e-com business. I had it, right? So before the Prime Express, meaning the trucking business. There are a lot of people interested because most people, including like people watching right now, including me, myself, watching, like we are on social media, and people just throwing some ads on us, just basically selling the idea of, hey, listen, you can make this much money by selling online, but then there is an operation behind, there's a sales behind, there's a marketing behind, and they're not teaching that. And most of us just like go into this trap think, oh wow, I want to make that money, but then we realize that, oh, if we don't have the right product, if you don't know how to market, and if we don't know the target audience who we're targeting, and we're not making sales and we're disappointed, right? Same is true going into any market, trucking business, it could be brokerage companies, it may be independent freight dispatching business, any business that you can think of. Yes, people go into the business, then realize it's not for them, then they're living the market. Yes, I think it's a partially, but I think this is where I agree with you is a supply demand. Yes, obviously there are a lot of trucking companies out there right now. I totally agree with you. So let's take this one. I'm in dispatching since. Oh, okay. So you've been dispatching for 5 years now, but feeling it's going to end by the end of the two. Okay, 20. Okay, then next year is going to end. Do you feel that is going to end, meaning the dispatching market is going to end? That means that's it. Nobody will be dispatching. Or do you think that this economy or the bad economy is going to end next year and then things will, pick up and then we'll have, good years, maybe 25, 26, and so on. So please let me know what do you think. And I think we have a good conversation here. So in COVID, okay, loads were more, but trucks were less. But now trucks are more and loads are less. So brokers having a lot of choices to sell their loads at their desired rates. Well, I think I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. Well, think about during the COVID, during the pandemic, right? A lot of, including myself, when I was closing my business, my drivers they got scared, like they had family. I totally understand them, right? So we are talking in distance and they don't want to just sit in their trucks and drive nationwide in a pandemic. People are dying. Yes, it's crazy. I totally understand that. And people carriers park their trucks because driver shortage, right? That's what it is. So now there is a demand, like brokers have loads, but then you are saying that there are no trucks and then rates went up. Well, I agree with that. So now there are a lot of loads, but at the same time, meaning there are a lot of trucking companies, but there's a less loads. When it comes to less loads, do you really think that there are less loads? So we were talking about this is a US market, right? Think about like we're talking about nationwide. If I go right now, so I think I do have, let me see, I think I have a load board open. Do you see, as you can see, there are a lot of loads popping up for 6,000 from North Carolina to California. I did see some of the loads posted for 8 grand today, this morning, and it goes to Arizona. I did see good loads, but less. Let me come back and let's go here. So, what do you think? I think there are a lot of loads. There are a lot of loads, but yes, at the same time, there are a lot of trucking companies, and at the same time, a lot of trucking companies go out of the business. So think about, I did a interview with, I think his name is Mark. He is a, can't remember his position, be honest with you, but it was about 6 months ago. I did, this guy works for a DAT for about 25 years. He knows a load board ins and outs of a load board. I think the title was how to optimize your load board for best paying loads. So please watch that video. It's an awesome video. It's, I think, about like, we have a shorter version about 17 minutes, and we have an hour and a half long version of the interview. He talks about this new feature that DAT1 has. What is that new feature? Think about right now, brokers are posting loads. Think about, so let me go back to this and I'll show you what I mean. So think about, this is the load board you see, right? So let's say I'm a carrier and you're a carrier and you see, let me pull this. So think about the loads that I see right now is very different. Even if you put the same zones, same origin and destination, and if you will see different loads, I will see different loads, right? So if you are a carrier, specifically if you're a carrier, you will see different loads than I do. I'm a carrier one and carrier, let's say carrier A and carrier B. Brokers are posting, carrier A sees, let's say 10,000 loads are being posted each day, every single day. So carrier A sees about 5,000 and carrier B sees about 10,000. So do you know why is that? So that thing is happening right now, and I think they launched it 2023, this new feature. When brokers have this option right now, because the load boards are designed for brokers, right? It's a broker tool. So we basically just have access and go there and see what loads are being posted by the brokers. So now they see like, okay, I've been working with this company like Carrier B for about last 10 years. I know this guy. I know his name. I know his family. I know that he has a pretty good reputation as far as, meaning the business goes, the carrier. He has about like 10, 15 trucks. So carrier A, I did a couple of loads for him, with him. He has a good reputation as well. And he has also about the same truck numbers. But then I have an option that, hey, load board, I want carrier B see all of my loads and carrier A see half of it, or let's say, or some of it. In most independent freight dispatcher, this is, guys, this is very important. When you ask or email me saying, Kamal, why don't we see good paying loads? Why there are like less loads out there? Just listen up. When you go there, if you have specifically, you have a subscription with DAT and you're an independent freight dispatcher, if you search, let's say from Atlanta, Georgia to Los Angeles, California, you start searching and you see 100 loads, but I'm saying that they're behind this number. There are a lot of loads out there that you don't see. There are two main reasons for this, guys. I hope you're taking notes. One reason is that this tool, the DAT, so I will show you. So this tool is basically in an AI tool. Think about it that way. I'm trying to make this simple. So the way I train this load board, I've been saying, and I did have a couple of comments and they laughed at this, but then this is very serious. I was get confused, like, man, I'm sharing this like good stuff, quote unquote. And why you're laughing? Well, yes, this is an AI tool that you are basically teaching this load, saying, hey, I'm interested in every action that you take on this tool. Is basically, it gets better each time when you feed some of the data within this tool. I'll give you an example. Let's say I've been searching from Atlanta, Georgia to Houston, Texas last 2 years, right? So I basically trained this tool, like this tool now knows that, hey, well, Kamal interested in loads coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, goes to, like, let's say, going to Houston, Texas. And it will be giving much more loads. And if you are interested in this lane from Atlanta to Houston, Texas, and maybe you've done a couple of loads or trips and you've been searching these loads last 2-3 months, there will be a tremendous difference as far as search results goes. Think about that. Think about and do more research on this, because this is an AI tool, right? There is an engine behind this working, like, based on the feed, based on the data feed you have. You're feeding this machine, and this machine gives you the loads you want, for example, right? So that's one of the reasons. So let me see if we have. Let me go back and see if I'm not. We have this. Okay, what about this one? Let me take this one. So, using DAT power for box trucks, average business is around 4 to 6 per week. Average business, meaning trucking business, I'm assuming. And I really want to know, is it for the drive in? Is it more the flatbed? Because the numbers change, I think, dramatically. It will change because the market is very, very different. But for example, flatbed loads per week will be different than drive-in loads. That's what I'm saying. And let's say box truck loads will be different temperature controlled loads. So if that makes sense, okay. So 4 to 6 thousand per week average. I'm okay with the average. Oh, box truck. Okay, so now okay, so $26. Can you suggest any other platform to go? Okay, to get loads for box trucks? Great questions. And I will share some of the tips and tactics, but I did share in this channel. Think about, if you have a 26 box truck, what do you think as far as your ideal client? Think about, you have one, maybe two, maybe five. Some people have really good business of 26 box trucks. Think about what you're hauling, like what are you pulling, like what are you transporting. Think about, you have a tool, and you have a customer. So what do you think, as who do you serve? This is very, very important. And remember, at the beginning of this live training, we can call it live training, but I really like the engaging aspect of it, because you guys, it's a live, you guys asking questions and we engaging. This is awesome, right? As long as I see questions coming, well, in my mind, they're interested in this topic. Let me share more with the people. So box truck owner specifically, think about, and if you are an independent freight dispatcher or dispatcher, you're sharing your expertise, for example, listen up. Think about, who do you serve? For the independent freight dispatcher, they're serving box trucks specifically, and they're not serving semi trucks. Think about, like, what's the difference? Well, you as a box truck owner, you know the difference, and we talked about the fuel consumption, all of these, like, regulations a little bit of a different or slightly different than semi trucks, whatnot. It's not required a CDL, or it does require a CDL. I don't know specifics for the box truck because it's not my niche, but think about independent freight dispatchers, more specifically focus on a box truck. This is very specific customer segment that they are serving. Okay, now what about you? You as an owner of a box truck, who do you serve? Like, think about, when you purchase this tool, 26 box truck, maybe you have one, two. Let's assume that you have three, maybe four. Let's say five. You have 5 box trucks. It doesn't matter, one or five. Think about, who do you serve? Like, if you're using load board, then who's your customer? Like you pull this load, let's say from Atlanta to Houston, you delivered. So you just basically serving brokers. But at the same time, you complain saying that I don't make money. But then why you serve brokers? Like I'm just asking, I'm here to help you, be honest with you. And I help a lot of box truck owners. But think about, but how I did serve those people with the marketing strategies, right? We created marketing strategies. We plan for the execution, for example, right? Sales tactics, right? I can do that. This is my experience. This is my stuff, right? So think about, who do you serve? And you need to ask this question. And I think all of us need to ask this question. If we serve other people, if we have services and we wanted to serve other people, who do I serve? Think about lawyers, who they serve. Like there are different types of lawyers out there, like injury, what is it, the lawyers, small business, the litigators, the different types of lawyers. They did, each one of those lawyers have their customer segment, right? They serve specific people. So you are a box truck owner, you have equipment, you paid hard earned money, you are in the business serving a business. You're not serving people, meaning people like direct customer. You're not B2C, meaning business to customer. You are B2B, basically business to business. Now, who do you serve? I really want you to think about this and like, oh man, yes, I purchased this truck, 26 box truck. I have 5 of those. I'm just every single day logging into the DAT, and DAT is not designed specifically for box truck guys. You should know this. It's designed for brokers and more specifically for and a lot of brokers. I would say roughly about 80% of those brokers using the DAT, they're serving big semi trucks, right? It's a general freight market. Box truck, I will help you with the customer segment, and I want you to think about this. I think box truck, if you're a box truck owner watching right now, and you're an independent freight dispatcher serving box trucks, listen up. Box truck owners, I think they're in the furniture market. So if you don't agree with me, just tell me like why. Like, come on, no, they're not my customers. It's I don't want to serve them or something like that. So box truck owner or the move on. I don't know your name, but thank you for your questions. Let me know when I say your market is the furniture market. I think you need to move furniture. And if you disagree with me, just let me know why. So right now you're serving brokers. You're logging into the DAT and you're searching for loads and you're talking to a broker. Broker gives you the load and you deliver the load. And broker has the cut, and because of that cut, you're not making it, right? So you're not making money. Maybe you make here and there, but then it's not enough for you. But to me is if you are B2B, meaning business to business, why not go to, let's say, Ashley, for example, right? Rooms to go or something like that. Or think about like any big distribution centers out there that, well, even floor and decor. I had a live training and there are a lot of people interested in this. A lot of people email, like specifically box truck owners, said, Kamal, you talked about floor and decor in the United States and you said, we need to go and talk to these distribution centers. Why is that? Well, guys, because you are in the furniture market more specifically, but on add-on, you can think about like palletized freight. In a sprint events, you can also do that. Think about when you serve these people. Let me back up and ask this question. I think this is a very important question. Think about load boards and think about brokers. 6 months from now, they decided not to serve box truck. There's a regulation. Think about it. There is a regulation. Everything can happen. And in people who are in the business, in the trucking business, in the transportation business, in the logistics business, there are a lot of rules A lot of regulations out there, the new regulations. Think about the ELDs, like think about for the dispatchers with new FMCSA rules. A lot of rules out there. Think about if the regulation passed and it says, "Hey, box truck owners, brokers more specifically, you will not get loads off of the load boards. That's it, gone. Stop doing this. It's illegal." Why am I saying this? The thing about brokers, brokers serve customers. Right? So you picked a load because that load fits into your box truck. So what they're doing, they're doing marketing. They're really good at marketing. Well, I would say some of the brokers they're really good at marketing. Why is it? Because they stay in the business, and all those newcomers they just go and then they realize they're excited by the I think the idea of just not owning any equipment and then just having this, computer, and then you can work from home or any other small, office, as long as you have internet and phone and a computer, you're a freight broker. Sounds awesome. You give loads, you give directions. Everybody depends on you. This is how brokers think, right? So and you dictate the rate, for example, and carriers just raising hands, hey, pick me, or something like that, and it's they very very proud of that, right? But they're really good at marketing. To me, if you're a carrier, if you're a box truck owner, why not doing the marketing? I understand some people they don't want to do the marketing, or maybe they don't know the marketing, but why don't we just pick a book or watch or some videos, or get help from people and learn the marketing, since you are in the business and I'm in the business and I'm educating myself, and I like every single day, for example. So the marketing is everything. So if I know the marketing tactics and strategies, how to approach this Flooring Decor, Ashley distribution centers, for example, and you just go there and talk to them saying, hey, I have box trucks and I want to work with you. So you knock one door, then it's second and third. And somebody says, well, yes, we have freight. We have loads. We have palletized loads, or we have this loads. And think about it. I gave an example, but this is a true example. This actually happened. We had a home renovation, and we purchased furniture, and then from Floor and Decor, we purchased, let's say, stuff, right? The construction materials, whatnot, and we waited for about 2 weeks. And the manager said that it will be delivered within a couple of days, and we waited for about 2 weeks and not coming. And then we went there and like we called them, and then we went there because we got angry. We've been waiting this, we renovating this house, and you guys didn't deliver. And think what happened. The general manager of the store said that, Man, we don't have enough carriers to deliver. That's a 26 box truck. And right now, in 26 box truck owners saying, like, what would be the load board? And there is a reason why people asking this load board, like, because they don't want to do marketing. Guys, I think marketing is everything in this business. So if you really wanted to like serve your customers, you need to own that customer, because customer segment is very very important. Guys, thank you so much for your questions, and please, if you have more questions, email me info at dispatchtrucks.com, and I will do my best to help you. Thank you.